Overall speeds, using that processor just in, general everyday use, both of them have been fantastic. The Stratosphere, it suffers with web browsing, but other than that, general everyday tasks, it's fine. They both kind of hang here and there. There may be times when opening an app will take, maybe 1 to 2 seconds, but really, for the most part, it's fine. You can see I can spin around. It has no problems with the graphics. With the Stratosphere, it's the same thing, just very smooth overall. But both of them, they both hang at, certain times throughout the day, but for the most part, just great processor performance. We'll do a, not a speed test, we'll do a quadrant standard test so that we can compare, the numbers. And then we'll see which one gets the best score. This is always an interesting comparison. Again, while we're doing this test, you're going to notice how that Super AMOLED display just shows colors so much better than the Super LCD display. The Super LCD display will give you clarity, but the color richness, it just can't compare with the Super AMOLED display. It just looks so much better. You may not be able to tell this by viewing it on camera or viewing it through the video, but just the color richness is definitely much better. Okay, so the results are ready. Take a look and see the Rime scored a 1,399, so about 1,400, and the Stratosphere got 1,429, so again, rounding it to 1,400. So as you can see, they're both very comparable. The only area that I really saw the Stratosphere suffer was in web browsing, but other than that, both very comparable in terms of overall performance. Now, I mentioned messaging. The Stratosphere does have a physical keyboard. The Rime does not. So, if you enjoy having a physical keyboard, this is really a no-brainer because, the Stratosphere has one, the Rime doesn't. Also, it's fair. Let me go over to messaging here. It's fairly easy to type on the 3.7-inch display, given the fact that HTC's custom virtual keyboard is very well designed, and of course you can download whichever virtual keyboard you want. But it's fairly easy to type on this display, and of course you can use it in landscape mode. That being said, just some people prefer having a physical keyboard, but if you're trying to decide, should I go for the physical keyboard or go for the more slim device, really, this has a very responsive touchscreen. HTC's custom keyboard is great. I personally think that there's really no replacement for a physical keyboard, but we'll type out the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So for some reason, this keyboard always capitalizes brown fox. I'm not sure why, whenever I type it. Anyway, and I typed quick twice. I wonder if that was my fault. And then I had one mistake. So it is a very well designed virtual keyboard. However, just that being said, this is one of the best physical keyboards on the market. I don't think there's any replacement for a good physical keyboard. And you can see, typing on it is just great. The texture on the keys just gives you a really nice grip. Island style keys, you have a dedicated number row, you have a dedicated spacebar row, navigational arrows, the Android shortcut keys. I think this is one of the best physical keyboards on the market, and there's just no replacement for a physical keyboard. So if that's a big deal to you, the Stratosphere is definitely what you should go with. If it's not, then the Rime is going to be, perfectly fine because its virtual keyboard is great and the screen is very responsive. The Stratosphere ships with the Android Gingerbread keyboard. It also ships, that's the Samsung keyboard, which looks exactly like the Gingerbread keyboard, which is right there. And it also ships with Swipe, as you can see. Now the Rime only ships with HTC's virtual keyboard, so you will have to download other keyboards if you want them, but this is a fantastic keyboard, so I don't think you would need to download other ones, but you do have that option if you want it. Now let's move over to the back of the phones, and we'll take a look at the cameras. Now they both have a 5-megapixel camera, LED flash. As you can see, they're both autofocus cameras. Also, both of them capture 720p HD video. And I have a video uploaded for a video sample uploaded from both of these phones, kind of taking a look at the HD video sample, the HD video capability. The Stratosphere is a separate video, so you can watch that on our YouTube channel or on phonedunk.com. The HD video sample for the Rime is actually in the video review for the Rime, so you'll have to check that out in order to see it. We'll compare picture quality, and honestly, the Rime is just, the lens quality is so much better, picture quality is so much better. The Stratosphere takes decent pictures. Overall clarity was great, and again, the color saturation was great. If I go to some sample pictures here, you can see that, you know, the colors show up very well. I thought I had more pictures than that. I guess not. You can see the colors show up very well. The clarity is great, but once you zoom in, you automatically start to notice, you know, some blurriness, you know, around the edges of graphics. It's a good camera. It's definitely, you know, a great 5-megapixel camera, but just compared to the Rime's camera is stunning because it has some advanced features that the Stratosphere doesn't have. Go to the camera, and we'll take a look at some of those. For one thing, you have scenes mode, so you have action burst, backlight HDR, you know, just like the iPhone, so that feature comes in handy. Close-up, low light, and then on top of that, you have some pretty cool effects that HTC has added, you know, vignette effect, depth of field, you know, you can blur everything around outside of this circle. Just a very high quality camera with some very outstanding features that make it just a great camera, and overall picture quality is also excellent. I'll show you some pictures, and then if you watch the full review of the HTC Rime, you can see these pictures. They're just great. They came out so well. The clarity, the color saturation. This is just a great camera. It's a great 5-megapixel camera. Obviously, there are some phones that will, you know, be able to top it, but just compared to the picture quality on the Stratosphere, it's just so much better on the Rime because of those advanced features, and also the lens quality is just so much better. So in terms of picture quality, the Rime wins. They do both have a front-facing camera, so you can see the Stratosphere is right there, and then the Rime is in the same spot, front-facing camera. So you know, you have that feature for video chatting, but yeah, rear-facing camera, the Rime definitely wins that one. Now, the Stratosphere has some killer features. It has, you know, a 4-inch Super AMOLED display. It's a 4G device. It has a physical keyboard. But the Rime, you know, outside of being, you know, having a great hardware design and just being a great phone overall, it also ships with some accessories that you're not going to get with the Stratosphere, and that you probably can't get with the Stratosphere. At least one of them, or two of them actually, which is the media dock and the charm. Now, if you want to see a detailed, in-depth look at these accessories, you can watch the review for the the Rime. But that multimedia dock, it's very handy. It also charges the phone. You don't need any cables to connect it. You just use these three. It's inductive charging, so these three connectors, you just place them on the dock where the dock has the three connectors. So it charges the phone. The speaker quality is great. You can play music if you want to. The non-tangling earbuds that come with the Rime are also, you know, great quality. All of the accessories are very well designed and very useful. So both of them have a lot going for it. Now, you know, are the accessories and overall performance of the Rime, is that enough to sway you from getting the Stratosphere? Overall, I'm going to pick the Samsung Stratosphere just because the features that it has, I think, are more useful in everyday life. That Super AMOLED display, you're going to be looking at that all the time, and it's just so much more beautiful than even the Super LCD display. Camera quality, you know, me personally, I'm going to have a point-and-shoot camera anyway, and then having a 4G device, it's so fast, Verizon's LTE network, when I tested it. So I'm going to go with the Stratosphere because of its Super AMOLED display, because of the LTE, the larger display, and because of this excellent physical keyboard. But you guys can compare both of them and, you know, see which one you like. You know, you may hate TouchWiz. There's a lot of people that hate TouchWiz UI. So that's my decision, but you guys can compare them, see which one you like best. hopefully I covered everything. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, but if there is something that I missed, something that you'd like to know more about between these two devices, you can leave a comment, send me a message on Twitter. My screen name is It's My Job to Know, and I'll try to answer the question if I can. But that's it, Stratosphere versus Rime. I'm Sydney from PhoneDog.com. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.